And it is currently 5 o'clock and I have not showered. Whatever makeup is currently on my eyes is from yesterday because I never took it off. I am so excited right now, you guys. I can't even Oh, I am so dragging right now. So looking back at that last clip, I definitely was not in the frame for most of it. Sorry, so I thought I would go ahead and show you what I got. So these are a bunch of different dice. I was looking ahead at our next math unit and it was requiring like 20-sided die, which I do not have. So I got this pack from Amazon. I will add it to my Amazon store. I really like these because they had all kinds of fun like glittery colors. Then I got a bunch of these Who Was books. These were on sale on Amazon for about $2.50 a piece. I think some of them were $2.99. So I got Who Was Abraham Lincoln, Who Was Dr. Seuss, Who Was Amelia Earhart, Who Was Helen Keller, Who Was Harriet Tubman. I thought those would be really good for like nonfiction research for my kids. And come on, books, there we go. And then I did get this I Am Jane Goodall book because this week for Women's History Month, we are going to be studying Jane Goodall and my students really love these books. So I thought I'd go ahead and snag that. Good morning, it is Monday, March the 20th. Welcome to another episode of Michelle Stayed Up Way Too Late on Sunday Night and is totally regarding it Monday morning. However, good news is today is a Monday, but it's also a casual day, which never happens. I think it's because St. Patrick's Day was last Friday, so they moved it to today, and I'm super excited because I am in jeans, and that automatically makes me a happier teacher. Second of all, I did force myself to get up just a little bit earlier than normal. I usually leave at 7:30, but right now it's about 7:10, and I'm leaving, so I'm hoping that little bit of extra time will just make me less stressed out this morning, give me a little bit of extra time to kind of decompress before my kids come in. However, I still need coffee because I am very tired, and I'm gonna eat my breakfast on the way to school. I would show it to you, but I'm holding my camera. Hold on. Okay, it dropped off in a paper towel, but I have 2 Kashi blueberry waffles. I'm gonna eat those on the way to school. I will catch up with you guys once I get there.
Good morning, may I take your order?
Good morning, can I get a medium iced coffee with the French vanilla swirl and almond milk, please?
Of course, anything more?
Nope, that will be it.
It's $2.53.
Thank you. So totally forgot that I meant to get some kind of container to store all of my extra cardboard things for STEM projects over the weekend. Didn't do it, so I'm just gonna put them all in this extra scrapbooking container by Iris. No idea where I'm actually gonna store it, but at least for now that will get it off of the table. Alright, next order of business is sorting and organizing these dice that I got off of Amazon that I showed you already. So what I really like about these, having all the different sided die, is that these are really good for differentiating math centers. It makes it really, really easy to challenge your higher students and kind of bring it back a level for some of your lower students. I'm going to attempt to put them in this plastic container. I have no idea if it's actually going to work out, if it's the right size or anything like that, but I'm going to try it out. If it doesn't work, I'll figure something else out. Alright guys, I can't even lie, this container kind of worked out perfectly. All of the 3-sided dice are here, all of these 6-sided dice are back here, these 2 are for the 8-sided dice, these 3 are for the 10-sided dice, these 3 are for 10-sided dice that have multiples of 10, these 3 are for the 12-sided dice, and then these 2 are for the 20-sided dice. Alright, so I know that I'm not a morning person, and I always complain about how tired I am and that I don't like getting up in the morning, but guys, I feel so much better when I get here early and I have time to kind of get myself together. Like right now, I just feel so much more relaxed and ready to start my day. It is now lunchtime. The morning has been okay. I just have a couple of kids that are like pushing my buttons, but it's all right. It was my day to stay in for recess, which actually worked out well because I had kids who did not finish their work even after ketchup and pickles. So I said, you guys get to stay in for recess until it's all done because you choose to talk during class so you don't get your work done. You didn't get it done during ketchup and pickles, so now you get to do it at recess. And they were not very happy, but I'm like, look, consequences for your actions. However, that did give me time to get the mailboxes all stuffed with papers so that this afternoon I can stuff Tuesday folders so that they are ready for tomorrow. For now, I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch. I can't remember if I've mentioned this already in a vlog. However, just in case I haven't, these Starkist Lunch to Go tuna kits are one of my absolute favorites for like a quick but still semi-healthy lunch. Alright, it is now after school. It's almost 4 o'clock. Thankfully, we do have a faculty meeting today. However, it is just team planning time and half of my team has already left for the day. So I do have this time to myself, which is good because I have a lot of things to get done. Thankfully, of all the things that I listed that I had to do during my planning time, I got everything accomplished with the exception of grading. So I'm gonna sit right now and I'm gonna grade stuff. And then my one thing that I'm doing for myself this week is I'm taking the day off tomorrow because I've only missed 1 day of school this whole year, and it was because I was super sick and could not talk and could not function. So I've decided to take the day tomorrow to myself because I need to put myself first and it will make me a better teacher. So that means that I need to get together sub plans and get everything set up for the substitute. So I'll show you a little bit of how I do that. For now, I'm gonna go grade and I will catch up with you guys after. It is a little bit after 6 o'clock and I finally have everything laid out for the substitute. I know it looks like a hot mess, but I am very much a pile maker. So over here I have my attendance sheet. It's upside down right now just to hide student names. And then I put a note here that if any field trip money is turned in, just leave it on my desk with the student's name. Then I have the actual sub plans. Now this is a new template that I made last night. Totally wasn't necessary, but I felt like designing, so I went ahead and whipped this up. I'm going to have it in my TPT store. Hopefully by the time this video goes live, it will be in there. Now, my subplans are very detailed, so I divide it up by subject and by time, and I just kind of give a very thorough explanation. So my subplans are 5 pages long. Yours definitely probably are not that long or don't need to be that long. I'm just very OCD about my plans and like to have everything explained in detail. And underneath is my substitute binder. This is in my TPT store if you are interested. It is editable, but this has all of the information with our routines, procedures, what to do in case of any emergencies, dismissal, and all of that. That way I don't have to type it up every single time I'm absent. It just all stays in the binder. Then I have all of my copies laid out for the different subjects. Now, since they will not have access to my computer and the digital presentation that we use for everyday mathematics, I had to just kind of quickly handwrite it, but I do label it with the subject, and I also have it in order. So I have math, and then science, and then social studies, and then language, and so on and so on. That way it's pretty much foolproof that they cannot get confused at all. These are papers that have to get done at recess, along with a list of who owes recess time, because that is important for her to know, or him. It could be a guy, I don't know. Then I have Tuesday folders ready to hand out. I've already stuffed them, but I did leave a note in the actual subplans that if any papers are delivered, please go ahead and stuff them in there during the planning time. And then these are bags of materials all ready to go for science. And then I do, whenever I know in advance that I'm not going to be here, I do like to leave a message on my board for my students, just to let them know that I am thinking of them and that I will miss them and that I expect them to be on their best behavior. And just like I have a love-hate relationship with anchor charts because I'm a perfectionist, I have very much a love-hate relationship with writing on the board. My handwriting is never neat on the board, and I've given up. I've just realized that it doesn't matter. It's going to get erased anyway, and I literally could not care less. All right, life update, 6:15, I'm ready to get out of here, and I'm ready to start my mental health day, like, now. So I think on the way home, I'm gonna stop at Home Goods, possibly Michael's, possibly Marshall's, possibly Target, possibly Dollar Tree. I definitely wanna go to Goodwill and look for books, because I have not done that in several weeks, and I definitely need to. So I am ready to go do some retail therapy, just kind of enjoy some me time, do things that make me happy, and not think about school. My plan for tonight is to work on my, oh my gosh, this is why I need a mental health day, my substitute plan templates for TPT. Now, by the time you're seeing this, you'll know if that actually happened or not. Knock on wood that I actually get them done. If not, hopefully they are up by the time you see this video. However, quickly before I go, I did want to just throw this out there. Hopefully none of you are judging me for taking a day to myself. I wouldn't think that any of you would. Like, if you are a teacher, I think you totally understand. But if for some reason you are judging me, hear me out. I am not one to like call out sick or anything. My job that I had before this, just like a part-time job, never called out sick, never missed any days in high school, never skipped any classes in college. And even now, like, I always have really good attendance. I only miss school when I absolutely have to, if I'm really sick or something like that. And like I said, this year I've only missed one day, and it's because I was super, super sick. And I don't feel guilty about it. And I don't know if I should. I don't think I should. But honestly, I feel like I deserve this. I put in so much extra time. I always stay late at school. I always go above and beyond for my students. So I think that I personally deserve a day to myself. I think that it will make me a better teacher when I come Wednesday and I'm refreshed. Because even on the weekends, like, I know it is time to relax, but honestly, I'm working on other stuff for YouTube and all of that. So tomorrow is going to be a like no work day. It's going to be a Netflix and chill and eat kind of day. And I'm looking forward to it because I think I deserve it. So I am going to go get out of here, start relaxing. I will catch up with you guys later on. Good morning, but it's definitely not the morning. It is Tuesday, March the 21st. I set an alarm for 9:30. However, I did not wake up to set an alarm. I am now headed to IHOP. I'm going to enjoy some breakfast, go run some errands, and then I will catch up with you guys once I get back here. All right, confession. confession, I got way too excited when my food was delivered at IHOP and I completely forgot to film it, so sorry. But it was delicious. I got a red velvet French toast and it was amazing. And it is currently 5 o'clock and I have not showered. Whatever makeup is currently on my eyes is from yesterday because I never took it off. And I have done absolutely nothing school related. And there's a small part of me that feels a little bit guilty just because I struggled to do nothing. Like I always have to be doing something. But at the same time, I know that this is best for me. I need a day completely off mentally, physically, to just not think about school, not think about work, and just take time for myself. So I'm gonna go to Target and possibly the gym.
No, not the gym.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Target and I'm gonna go to dinner. We're gonna get Mexican food and I'm gonna enjoy my night. We're gonna play board games, right?
We'll see.
And we're gonna watch TV and I'm going to enjoy this time so that tomorrow I can get back to working and be completely refreshed and ready. Pretty exciting. I have now officially received the Articles of Organization for my LLC from the state of Maryland. So I am now 100% the sole proprietor of my own business. Alright guys, while I was at Target, I decided to pick up this mud mask. Kind of an impulse buy, but I'm not a girly girl. I don't do this stuff very often. So I thought it'd be kind of a nice way to like treat myself at the end of the day and relax. However, this is the most unpleasurable experience of my life. My face feels like it's on fire. I don't know if it's supposed to feel like that, but it feels like it's burning. There is so much menthol in this product that my eyes are like watering and it feels like I have Vicks Vapor Rub all over my face and I don't get it. Like, is it supposed to be enjoyable? Because it's not at all. Alright, so upon further research, it looks like I'm not the only one that had a horrible burning sensation, and it has tons of horrible reviews on Target's website. So moral of the story is look up reviews before you buy it. I am definitely not getting this again. Good morning, it is Wednesday, March 22nd, and I feel so much more ready for school today. I was still tired getting up, but I definitely stayed up later than I should have. Story of my life. However, I am excited for the day. I have my PLC meeting this morning, so I'm leaving a little bit earlier than normal. It's about 7:15. Plus, I do have guidance as well, so we won't have social studies. Instead, our guidance counselor will come in for a 30-minute lesson that happens once every 6 days, because for whatever reason, we're on a 6-day cycle instead of a 5-day cycle. But whatever, that will give me a little bit more time to like go through papers from yesterday, because I always hate coming back after a sub because your room is a mess and you have to like go through all your papers and reorganize everything. Although my sub job never filled. I did not have an actual sub. They had to pull like assistants. So there were 4 different like teachers in my room throughout the day subbing for my class. So goodness knows. I am, however, excited to see my kids. I do miss them when I'm not here. I may regret saying that once I actually get in there with them. However, most of the time I do miss them. So I'm gonna go get coffee and I will catch up with you guys once I get to school. All right, scratch that. I forgot my breakfast. So I'm currently going back up to get it because I put peanut butter on my waffles and I'm not wasting my peanut butter.
Number. I heard you earlier today.
I'm 2.
You're
I'm a
2,
3.
right? Yeah.
All right, so here is kind of the aftermath of having a substitute. Really not too bad. It has been a lot worse, and considering there wasn't like an actual sub in my room, I'm okay with it, but I'm gonna try to get this cleaned up quickly before I go down to my PLC meeting. It is now lunchtime. The morning hasn't been too bad considering it's the day after a sub and considering I had my PLC meeting this morning. I will take it. Thankfully, because I had guidance, I got all of my grading done from yesterday and today. So I'm all caught up, which is fantastic. Hopefully today, during my planning time, I can prep stuff for tomorrow for science, because I was a brave soul and I invited my principal in to observe. So since I'm not tenured yet, because it's only my 3rd year, I have 4 observations. 3 of them are done, but I still have 1 left. And I decided that it would be better to invite her in and know that she's coming and be prepared than just have a surprise observation observation. So I went ahead and invited her in. She's gonna come and observe science tomorrow. It will be the first time I've ever actually been observed during science. So I'm anxious to get feedback. And I think because I'm prepared, like I'm excited for this lesson. Like I'm not gonna lie, I think it's a pretty good lesson. So hopefully it goes well. I need to make sure tonight that I have all my ducks in a row and everything is prepared, but I am excited. So for now, I'm gonna go eat my lunch. I will catch up with you guys this afternoon. All right, is now my afternoon planning time. The afternoon has gone okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use this half an hour to get stuff ready for science tomorrow so that I do not have to rush and do it in the morning. So after we finish BAS testing each student and we have all of the information written down here and we have all of their papers from the actual test, we then have to put it into our online system, which takes a good amount of time as well. So rather than waiting till the end and putting them all in, it usually takes like an hour. I'm trying after each day, once I'm done testing a kid, I'm trying to go ahead and put it into the computer right now. That way it gets it out of the way. All right, it is 3:45 and I'm ready to get out of here. My room is clean. I am almost all together with my grading. There is one thing from Daily 5 today that I didn't get a chance to grade, but it's okay. I'm not really focused on that. Right now, I'm trying to focus all of my attention on my science lesson for tomorrow. So all of the materials are ready to go. I just have to work on the PowerPoint and stuff like that tonight. So now I just have to get the nerves out and cross my fingers that it goes well tomorrow. I'm going to head to the gym, go home, work on stuff for science, and then come to school early tomorrow so that hopefully I can be nice and prepared and ready to go. So I will catch up with you guys maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Good morning, it is Thursday, March 23rd, story time. So apparently the universe was against me last night. I had to make up a PowerPoint for my science lesson today because I like to have everything outlined, all my questions written up in the PowerPoint, that way I don't forget anything. And it was about 10:30. I was almost done with the PowerPoint, but I still had like a good chunk to do. And all of a sudden my computer decided to completely delete the file from everywhere. So I was saving it to one of my flash drives. What I didn't realize at the time is that my flash drive was almost out of space. So once the file got too big, when I went to save it, it wouldn't let me save it. And I tried saving it somewhere else, it wouldn't work. And it quit and it deleted it entirely from my flash drive. And I about cried. I think I did cry at one point. I was ready to scream at the top of my lungs because I had just spent 2 hours creating this PowerPoint and I lost it completely and it was like 10:30. I was ready for bed, but I had to completely redo it. So I had to put my big girl pants on. I had to suck it up and get it done. I redid it. I was able to do it much faster the second time because I already kind of had the layout and I knew exactly what I wanted to put in there. Moral of the story is, don't save stuff to your flash drive. I like to save it to my desktop first and then drag it over to my flash drive when I'm done. That way I have it saved in 2 places. I also emailed it to myself so that just in case it does not work on my flash drive, I have it as a backup. But I was not a very happy teacher last night. I was very, very upset, very angry, but it all worked out. I am very ready for today's lesson. Like, I'm excited for it because I know I'm prepared. I do think it's a good lesson. Like, it's nothing super fancy, but sometimes I feel like you don't need to be fancy. Like, you need to just be basic and do it well. And that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm hoping that when I update you guys at lunch, I can say that it went well. Fingers crossed, as long as my students' behavior works out. But I think if they're fully engaged, it will be okay. So let's see. I'm gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts and I'm gonna get like the most sugary drink I can find because I need something that's gonna give me a lot of energy. And once I get to school, I need to find some extra things for my volunteer to do because I have the grandfather of one of my students coming today to volunteer. He's the same one that brought me the apple a couple weeks ago. Super, super sweet guy, but I don't have a ton for him to do, so I need to like find things for him to do. That sounds awful. But yeah, so once I get to school, I also need to make copies. I'm leaving extra early. It's like 7 o'clock right now. So I'm gonna get to school. I will catch up with you guys once I get there.
Yeah.
Hi, can I get a large hot vanilla macchiato, please?
Anything else?
That will be it.
$4.23.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I thought I'd go ahead and just kind of walk you through my lesson. Like I said, it's nothing fancy, but I do think overall it is a good lesson. I'm going to start by showing them this mystery bag. It is just a brown paper bag with a big question mark on it. I'm going to give them some clues. I'm going to give them the first clue that it's red, take some guesses. I don't expect them to get it right. Second clue, it has a wrapper, so they'll probably think it's a piece of candy. And then the third clue is you can color with it, so it is a crayon. I will open up, show them the crayon. And then I do have my essential question posted because my admin is very particular about us actually saying this in front of the class. So how can we connect the properties of matter with crayons? I'm going to bring them up to the carpet and I'm going to read the book, The Day the Crayons Came Home. This is a super cute book. It is the sequel to The Day the Crayons Quit. If you have ever read that, highly recommend this book. Basically, it has like postcards from the kids' crayons telling them like all the horrible things that have happened to them. And I'm going to set the purpose for why they are reading. While I read, notice all the different things that happen to the crayons and the ways in which the crayons are changed. After I read it, we'll go ahead and list some ways that the crayons were changed on the board. Then I'm going to tell them we're going to learn more about crayons. We're going to learn where they come from, what they are made of, and how they can be changed. And then I'm going to give them a crayon and an observation sheet. On their sheet, they need to draw the crayon, record observations, and write ways that it can be changed. So I have already... Oh, this is hard to do with one hand, guys. Stick with me. Okay, I have already taken off the wrappers from the crayons just to save time because for second grade that can be a little bit difficult. Honestly, I had kind of a hard time. So I'm going to give them a crayon with the wrapper already off, and I'm going to give them one of these observation sheets. So they're going to draw it, list observations, and list ways it can be changed. Wrong way. There we go. Then we're going to kind of review what are the three states of matter, discuss whether crayons are a solid, liquid, or a gas. I'm going to have them break their crayon into smaller pieces. We're going to talk about how their crayon has changed. So the shape is different, the size is different, there's more pieces. But we're going to talk about how it's still the same, the color is still the same, it can still color. And then I'm going to show them just the plain box of crayons, ask them what questions they have. Hopefully they say things like, where did it come from? How did the crayons get in the box? Things like that. If not, I do have pre-made questions for them. So I'm going to have them leave their crayon pieces at their seat, bring them to the carpet. We're going to go over some of the questions. Where did this box of crayons come from? How did it get to the store? What were the crayons made of? How were they made? Where were they made? How did they get in that shape? All that kind of stuff. I'm going to show them this how it's made video. And it just kind of goes through the process, and you'll see I already bookmarked it because the first like 20 seconds were just not important. So I can just click right here on this circle and it will start me from there. And then I do have the questions still posted there at the bottom for my students to look at while we watch it. Then we're going to kind of discuss how crayons are made of wax and pigments. We're going to talk about, is wax a solid or a liquid? Technically it is both. It is a solid at room temperature, but it is a liquid when it is heated up. We're going to talk about why crayons are shaped the way they are to make it easier for us to write. Do you think it's possible to make crayons into different shapes? And then we're going to actually relook at some of the pages of the book. I just scanned the book right into my computer and took these. This one is the turquoise crayon, and he gets stuck in the dryer and melts. We're going to talk about why that happened because the heat was added from the dryer, and then the yellow and orange crayon get melted in the sun. So we're going to relook at those pages, and then I'm going to go ahead and give them the directions so that when they go back to their table, they know exactly what to do. So they're going to work with their side of the table. So like the 3 kids on this side will work together, the 3 kids on the other side will work together. And then they're going to get a styrofoam cup and a foil tart pan. They are going to put all their broken crayon pieces into the foil words, can't talk, nervous. They're going to put all their crayon pieces into the foil tart pan. I'm going to come by with a kettle of hot water. I have it back there, so all I have to do is plug it in and turn it on. I'm going to put the hot water in the styrofoam cup. They're going to put the foil tart pan on top and leave it be so it will start to melt the crayons. And I just have all the directions listed there again for them. Then, after their crayons have melted, they're going to make a postcard, just like it was in the book. They're going to write the postcard to themselves from the perspective of their crayon, and they're going to explain all the things that happened to it. So they're going to talk about how they got broken apart and then they got melted. And are listed here, their postcard must have the words heat, solid, and liquid, and that way it's spelled out for them, so they're not asking me how to spell it. It needs to have transition words like first, next, and last, and then on the other side of their postcard, they are going to draw a picture of at least one thing that happened to the crayon. And then at the very end, we are going to summarize, because again, my admin is very particular about this. So we are going to go back to our essential question, re-talk about it. How can we connect the properties of matter with crayons? And I'm going to kind of give them a preview of what we're going to talk about more tomorrow, which is like reversible changes compared to irreversible changes. It is lunchtime, and as you can probably tell, I am so happy because my observation, at least from my point of view, went extremely well. I could not be any happier about it. I wouldn't have changed anything. My kids' behavior was on point. I didn't leave anything out, and I know it was a good observation because as my principal was leaving, she said it was awesome. So I'm super anxious to get feedback on it. But I know that it was a good observation, and that makes me super happy because it is my last one for the year. So I have a huge weight off my shoulders that I don't have like another one just kind of waiting somewhere down the line. It's all done and I feel so good. Plus my volunteer came this morning. He got through everything that I had for him. All my math homework is planned for the rest of the year, which is fantastic. It just has to get put into folders when the time comes. I'm so excited right now, you guys. I can't even I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch. I will catch up with you guys this afternoon. All right, it is now my afternoon special time. We did have to switch PE times today, so it's actually only like 1:30, but my students have PE until 1:35, so it's much earlier than normal, which kind of stinks because usually after PE it's the end of the day, but now I still have like an hour and a half with my kids, but it's okay because I'm still in a really good mood. All of my grading is done, my desk is cleaned off, so I feel really good. I don't think I'm gonna have to stay late after school. My goal is to leave right by 3:45. So during dismissal today, I prepped all of my spelling lists for the rest of the year. So I have all the copies made, I've written the dates on all of them. All I have to do is actually cut them apart and binder clip them and sort them and all that good stuff. But I am not staying to do that right now because I am ready to get out of here. All right, the afternoon was a little bit more rough. However, I think it's because my students were on their very best behavior all morning, so they kind of struggled to keep it in all day. It's okay. I'm totally fine with it. As long as my observation went well, it's okay. Plus, I was doing BAS testing, and honestly, it's really hard for my kids to stay quiet for like an hour straight while I'm testing, so I feel for them. I know it's hard. It's okay. I understand. I'm ready to get out of here though. It's about 4 o'clock. I did stay an extra 15 minutes just to prep my spelling list that I just showed you, but I'm ready to get out of here. I'm gonna go to the gym, hopefully have a nice and relaxing night, and I will catch up with you guys later on. All right, you guys, teacher brain is so real right now. I left the gym and I was supposed to meet my boyfriend at a grocery store that's like 5 minutes away. And instead I drove 15 minutes towards home to go to a different grocery store. And I didn't remember until I got there that I went to the wrong place. Had to drive all the way back. Totally embarrassing. Okay, so I know I said that the thing I was doing for myself this week for the Teacher 3 was taking Tuesday off. But this just happened again because I feel like if I have an observation and it goes well or it doesn't go well, I'm allowed to have ice cream. Good morning, it is Friday, March 24th. It is 7:30 and I'm just now leaving. I didn't wake up till 7:05. I was super tired this morning. Even last night, I had no energy. I feel like having my observation yesterday just like took out all of the energy from me. Even though I've only been at school for 4 days this week, I feel just as tired as I do any other 5-day week. And tomorrow morning, I have to get up early because I have to go back to my CPA to go back over my taxes, and I'm not excited about it because I'm exhausted. However, I still have to get through today. It shouldn't be that bad. It's mostly like quizzes and tests and ketchup and pickles and that kind of stuff, so it shouldn't be bad. However, I'm headed to Dunkin' Donuts. The one thing I'm doing for my students this week is treating them to some munchkins because they were really good during my observation yesterday, and I want them to know how much I appreciate that. So I'm gonna go get some munchkins, get myself some coffee, possibly a large, and then I will catch up with you guys once I get to school. All right, so I just kept it simple. I got 25 glazed munchkins and then 25 chocolate munchkins. We do have breakfast provided for our students in the morning, so I don't want to like fatten them up. I just want it to be a little treat and a little surprise for them. So this is the current state of my classroom because we were in the middle of ketchup and pickles and we had to stop to go to our earlier music time, and we did not have time to clean anything up, so they just had to leave it. I have chairs literally everywhere and we'll have to clean it up when we get back. Oh, I am so dragging right now. I'm so tired. I even had a large coffee this morning and I'm just exhausted. It is 1:30. My students are currently at music. When they come back, it'll be 2 o'clock. At 2:15, so we have about a 15-minute window to get the classroom cleaned up. At 2:15, we have to go to our monthly incentive. So we are a PBIS school. Our students earn Panda Bucks because our school mascot is a panda. They're able to then spend those Panda Bucks either at the school store or on monthly incentives. They cost 30 Panda Bucks, and it's just a different activity each month. This month it is sports day. So I have 6 students who are attending. They're going to go outside to do sports rotations. However, usually for the incentives, we have to send a teacher to help out. We have 4 second grade teachers. Problem is, the other 3 teachers all have planning time during the time of the incentive, so they're not able to go. That makes me the only teacher who's able to go, which I totally don't mind. However, I have 19 kids who are not going. No, that's not right. 17. I have 17 kids. 17 kids, oh my goodness, who are not going. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do with those kids? So I worked it out with the PE teacher. She's gonna go outside to do the incentive with the kids that earned it. I'm gonna stay in the gym. Sorry, I'm like totally distracted. I'm gonna stay in the gym with the kids who did not earn it. So that's easy because that means from 2:15 to 2:55, I just have to like monitor them in the gym. I don't have to like actually do anything, which is nice. However, I feel like we barely got through anything today, but it's okay. It's a Friday. I'm honestly ready for the day just to be over. So I've got about an hour and a half-ish left of the day to survive. Cannot wait. I am, however, gonna have to stay pretty late after school because I've got some stuff to do for next week. Plus, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing for my classroom this week for the teacher 3. Like, obviously, I already did my thing for myself and my thing for my students. I have no idea right now what I'm gonna do for my classroom, so hopefully I can figure that out within the next hour and a half. And here lies my motivation for getting through the rest of the day. There are munchkins left, but not for long. So this morning I had my gift from my secret pal delivered, but again, I totally have not had time to open it until now. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I got. So it looks like this is a hand cream collection, which I will probably actually leave this at school just to have for when I have dry skin at school. So that smells really good. Then there is this body mist spray. Again, I will probably leave this at school because goodness knows there are days where I do not smell very good, and it is totally necessary. So it looks like these are just like little packets that smell good, so you can put them in your car, in your suitcase, places like that. So somehow I feel like there's like a consistent theme here that apparently I do not smell very good. So I'm sitting here grading papers and I find this. Number 1, who is Jane Goodall? If you want to know, read I Am Jane Goodall. Number 2, what are 2 discoveries Goodall made about chimps? Same thing I wrote in number 1, who is Jane Goodall? All right, I did survive until the end of the day, but just barely. I will tell you what, being in the gym with 3 classes of kids that did not make it to the incentive was absolutely insane. I was the only one in there, and they were literally just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. It was ridiculous. Plus, suddenly all the girls in my class, which I don't even have that many, I have like 7 girls total, have all decided to be mean and nasty and catty with each other. And it's like, seriously, you're in 2nd grade. Like, can we please wait until at least like middle school to start doing that? But good news is I lasted until the end of the day. My kids are all gone. I'm gonna sit here and grade my last little bit of stuff from today and this week, get it put in the grade book, and then I will figure out what I'm doing for my classroom this week for the teacher 3. So after finishing up my grades, I did go ahead and prep all of my spelling lists for the rest of the year, which I'm super excited about. I had them already printed out with the dates written in, but I cut them apart, grouped them together so they are ready to go. And before someone comments, because I know someone will, yes, these are not the same as the recent spelling list templates that I put in my TPT store. I will link those in the description if you're interested. Guys, I typed up these lists at the very beginning of the year, so I had them already typed up. So I don't feel like going through and retyping them in my new template. However, starting next year, I will use my new template. I also went ahead and put spelling lists out at all of my student desks for next week. So I thought I would go ahead and show you guys the result from the science experiment that we did yesterday for my observation. We basically just put the broken crayon pieces in these foil tart pans and we put them over top of a styrofoam cup that was filled with boiling water. They melted and then we took them off and set them over here to reharden into a solid. Now, the original plan was to take them out of the tin and break them up into pieces and give each student a piece. However, part of me right now is just thinking that it would be easier just to throw them away because I know my students are going to fight over who has a larger piece. I know they're going to break apart and cause a huge mess. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave them here. We'll reevaluate on Monday, see if I decide to give them to them or if I decide to throw them away. So I just went ahead and made all of my copies for next week. I'm going to be doing Rosie Revere the Engineer from the March Rooted in Reading. So I'm going to go ahead, binder clip these, put them into my weekly bins. This needs to be one of my projects for my classroom here soon. I need to redesign labels for those. It's not happening tonight, but that is on my to-do list. You guys, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I swear I'm not. And please ignore the mess in the background because this is my office, but it's mostly my cat room, as you can see by my cat walking across. So it's kind of messy. However, right after I filmed that clip about needing to design new drawer labels but not doing them tonight, totally changed my mind and decided to design them tonight. And I was gonna do them just in black and white so I could print them at school and get them put in the drawers. However, I ended up designing ones in color that I liked a lot better, but I don't have a color printer at school. So I just drove all the way home so that I could print them out here in color. And now I have to drive back to school so that I can get them put in the drawers so I can take a picture for my teacher 3 for this week. Not the best idea I've ever had, I'm not gonna lie. I don't live super far from school, but I also don't live super close. It's like a 15 to 20 minute drive depending on traffic. So I'm driving a total of like 30 to 40 minutes just to get these labels done tonight, but it's okay. I think it will be totally worth it. Does this seem like a good idea to you guys? You guys, I just got to school and I realized I didn't bring my school bag because I didn't think I needed it and I don't have my keys. So I guess I'm gonna go bang on the door and try to get a janitor to let me in. All right, you guys, obviously the universe is trying to tell me not to get back to my classroom tonight. I went to every single door, banged on it for several minutes. No one has come to rescue me. So I think that's my hint that I need to just leave. I'm gonna go to Walmart, however, and get one of those Sterilite drawers because I do wanna be able to take pictures of it to post for the Teacher 3. So I'm gonna go get that and I will catch up with you guys when I get home. So just my luck, they have all the white ones and none of the black ones. So not only did Walmart not have them, but Target didn't have the drawers either. So I'm waving my white flag, I give up. Obviously the universe does not want me to finish this tonight, so it's okay. If you are interested in these, I know they're pretty plain. I tried to keep it very simple. I am definitely a simple is better kind of person. So if you are interested in these, leave me a comment. I can definitely get them put in my TPT store. What I would do is just have all the different ones available in all the different colors. I would also have them in black and white if you wanted it just in black and white. That way you can mix and match and make it work for your classroom. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and, sorry, my cat is getting in the way. Hi. Could you come back in like 5 minutes? Thanks. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here because I'm hungry, I'm tired, I still need to eat dinner, I still need to edit this video, and it's already like 8:30. So if you are not already subscribed to me, please make sure that you do. I will have a video going up this Sunday, and it's gonna be kind of a different video. It's gonna be basically a sit-down video with me just kind of talking, but I've had something on my mind a lot lately that I wanna kind of share in video form and get feedback from you guys in the comments. So make sure you check that out on Sunday. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end and for supporting my YouTube channel. I appreciate it more than you guys realize. If you want to check out any of my older videos, you can use the 2 links right down here. And if you want to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos, you can use the link right over here. In the description is the link to all of my social media sites, my Teachers Pay Teacher store, and my Amazon store. And I will catch you guys in my next video.